Good evening. Welcome to Primetime Cohn Zone. That's Lowell Cohn. I'm Grant Cohn. It's a very special week because they play in 2 days, and they played 2 days ago. So we're right in the middle. We're right between talking about the last game and looking forward to the next game. So we're gonna do both, and we're gonna talk a lot about Robert Saleh in particular. My dad's got a lot to say, but first, we made a bet last week, and I freaking won because I had a feeling in my gut that the Niners were going to lose. So this is what happens when the Niners lose. I win. And my dad got me a Sierra Cantabria Unica Reserva 2019 Rioja. So we're going to drink this together. It looks really nice, Dad. Thank you very much.
It's a really good Spanish red. I love these Riojas. And I want to tell you what happened. I told him I would get him a Pinot Noir from Willamette Valley in Oregon. But it was a very quick turnaround this week, and I happened to be at Costco yesterday. I love the cheap wine there, but they have a bin with really expensive stuff that's good, and you can get it cheap. So I got that at Costco yesterday. So I didn't get you the Pinot. I got you that.
Well, thank you, Dad. I appreciate it. I'll take it. I'll allow it. Okay, let's talk about Brock now. We're going to get into Robert Saleh. He spoke today about what happened in this game, but really the big story, other than Saleh, was Brock Purdy. He looked injured. They wouldn't acknowledge that he was injured after the game. He said he was fine. He's a tough guy, and Kyle Shanahan didn't want to talk about it or said he wasn't hurt. But then today, John Lynch went on the radio with Murph Cambiar and said, there was this one play in the second quarter where Brock Purdy scrambled and got tackled. He may have heard it on that play. So when he was asked, was it re-aggravated, he wouldn't answer. When he asked, is he going to have, imaging done on it? He said, obviously. So, yeah, seems like something happened in the second quarter, and they kept him in the game. What do you think about that?
Okay. Let me first say really clearly, I have no inside knowledge. I live up here in Oakland. I don't go down to Santa Clara, and I don't know anybody on that staff. It's my opinion. Iggy, it is my belief he was hurt going into the game. No matter, either he is a terrible quarterback or he got hurt. He was hurt before the game.
Yep.
When Lynch says he heard it on a certain play, I'm not sure what he's saying, but I think he's obscuring the issue. He either re-injured it or he hurt it. I think he re-injured it. I think he was injured to begin with, and they wanted him to play because he's a very good quarterback and he's the number one guy.
Yep.
Here's the key point. Whether he was injured or not going into that game, he didn't play well at all. Iggy, he gave it up 3 times. That's very bad. And other passes he doesn't have the strongest arm, but he's usually direct and precise. He was sailing passes. I think he was because he was hurt and he couldn't grip the ground with his toe as much as he ordinarily does. This is what a coach does. You see that going on for a half, for 3 quarters, you take him out. Kyle Shanahan's obligation is to win a game. It's not to make a point about his quarterback or to his quarterback. It's to win a game. In baseball, you take out a starting pitcher, no matter who the hell he is. He could be Sandy Koufax, and he's having a bad day, you take him out. In this case, they should have taken him out. And I'm going to say one other thing, Iggy. We don't know who's going to play against the Rams in 2 days. But if they decide that Brock can play, and he plays the way he played against Jacksonville for a quarter, take him out. Your obligation is to win the game, not anything else. So I think, one more thing, I know I'm dominating. I don't write columns anymore live from games. But, when you watch a football game, when I do, I think, what column would I have written that day? What would I have written to get people talking, buzzing, thinking, agreeing, disagreeing? I would have written, Kyle made a mistake. He should have taken the quarterback out. There would be nothing else that I would have written about that game. And if there were a second columnist who was writing a second column, he would have written about Saleh. That's the 2 columns that I believe should have come out of that game.
I agree. And I think it's interesting that the Niners are changing their story or amending their story, because saying that he wasn't hurt, he just played poorly, is not a good explanation. I mean, you want to say that he was hurt. And what's rough about saying that he was hurt is that you you played him before he was ready. They'll say he was ready, that he was practicing and they felt he was good to go, but didn't look like it. Even in the first quarter, before he re-aggravated or whatever verb they want to use, he was floating passes, underthrowing passes. He didn't look good. He didn't look like Brock Purdy. And I think we saw in this game that if he's not close to 100% healthy, he should not be playing, particularly with this toe injury, because what makes Brock Purdy special and different than Mac Jones is the mobility. And he didn't have the elusiveness with this injury and couldn't even throw well with this. So as long as this is an issue, they shouldn't risk re-aggravating it, making it worse, and they shouldn't ask him to be tough and play through it because it's not helping the team.
I love it. I agree, and I would add one point which you told me. If Brock plays and he's just a pocket quarterback because he can't run, Mac Jones is a better pocket quarterback. If they're reduced to that, he has a better arm. He's elusive enough. He won't run, but Brock can't run. That's a reason to play the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what's unfortunate for Brock is that his issues might be more than just his toe. I mean, he's had an interception issue for about a year and a half. And when the great Josh Dubow looked into it, a lot of his interceptions are coming on first down. And it seems like with Brock, he's talked about how he doesn't always see where he's throwing. Sometimes he throws blind. He wants to throw with anticipation. He wants to intuit where the pass should go. Sometimes he's taking risks that maybe he doesn't need to take. Although I think a lot of his big passes come on first down too, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yeah. Now remember, we're saying he was hurt and that's why he didn't play well. It's a hypothesis. The team is being a little vague about it, but that's what Iggy and I believe. I've been around a long time, and if I were a coach, I wouldn't be upfront about it either. It's our business. You know, Harbaugh would hardly tell you anything about injuries, but it's what Iggy and I believe, and we think it's a pretty good bet that we're correct on that. Iggy, who do you think will be the quarterback Thursday night?
I think Mac will be the quarterback Thursday night.
Why?
Because Brock didn't practice today. He practiced last week. He didn't practice at all today. And the Niners can say that he's tough and he would have played if it were a game on Sunday, but the quick turnaround means he can't play.
Okay.
I asked Kyle Shanahan today, I even asked him, like, is your decision to play Brock just based on pain tolerance? And he said, no, it's based on whether he has the ability to be, perform at 100% of his ability and protect himself. So I don't think there's any chance he's going to be close to 100%. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, and download the app now.
Okay. Here's the irony in all this. And again, these are points we make when we're together chatting before we get on doing this. If they hadn't played Brock, let's say they hadn't played him against the Jaguars because we believe he was still hurt, he would have had a little more time to get better. And he would be more ready to play against the Rams than he is apparently right now. So I believe it was a mistake to play him against the Jaguars. It was a mistake not to take him out, but I also think it was a mistake to play him in the first place because I believe he wasn't sufficiently healed. And I think the game set him back. And I kind of think that's what Lynch said in his obscuring way, that the game set him back a little bit. So now they risk losing to the Rams because they don't have a healthy Brock Purdy, who when healthy is a hell of a quarterback. And they risk losing to the Rams if they don't have a healthy Brock Purdy when they might have had one.
What's tricky is that their training staff cleared him to play in that game on Sunday. He wasn't even on the injury report heading into the game. So then we watched the game, and it looks like he should still be on the injury report. So I don't know how they explain that one. But I think what they were thinking was that even if he's less than 100% healthy, I don't know what percentage you would call what he was last week, a couple of days ago, he still gives us the best chance to win. I think they sincerely believe that. Then they saw it in action, right? Yeah. Then they saw it in action. They're like, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe Brock needs to be Brock to give us the best chance to win. And if he's compromised and he can't drive and he can't make people miss, then maybe Mac gives us the best chance to win. Maybe we really need to let Brock heal 100% so this goes away.
Iggy, I want to tell you something. The Brock I saw against Jacksonville was 40% of Brock.
Yeah.
About 40%. Iggy, he couldn't move. I know he did the one scramble, but he didn't move the way he usually does. And clearly, he didn't have the arm action because he didn't have the legs, just like a baseball pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have the legs.
And with him, like if we're comparing him to pitchers, he's like Lincecum because he's small. And most pitchers are big and have effortless velocity because they're 6'4", 6'5" with long levers, and it's just easy for them. Lincecum had to get his whole body into it to throw hard. Like Purdy has to get his whole body into it to actually have some zip on his throws, and he can't do that right now with his toe. It's all arm.
Iggy, I love the comparison you made with Lincecum.
Mm-hmm.
He's not yet Lincecum. Lincecum won 2 Cy Young Awards.
That's right.
We don't know where he is now. We don't know what he's a mystery, Lincecum. Mm-hmm. And he faded. He was small. He gave everything he had, and he faded. This kid has never reached the Lincecum level.
No, Lincecum was a champion too.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about the way they throw a ball. Like Purdy wouldn't be a pitcher. Purdy would be a second baseman.
Right. And Kaepernick was a shortstop.
And a pitcher. He was a big-time pitcher. Yeah.
He had an arm. He wasn't a good quarterback, but he had an arm.
Yeah. Which baseball position do you think translates best to playing quarterback?
Okay. Iggy, in a way, I'd have to say catcher.
Interesting.
Because he sees the whole field.
Yep.
He's the only one who's looking in that direction. He understands the whole field and sees the whole field. After that, I'd have to say the shortstop.
I was going to say the shortstop. For mentally, it would be the catcher, but physically, the ability to move left and make a rocket throw, move right and make a rocket throw. The shortstop. And all the different arm angles. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's neither here nor there, though. Frisco Shield says, why does every quarterback play worse with Kyle Shanahan over time?
That's the eternal question. It's the eternal question, which we don't have an answer.
I have a theory. Kyle's quarterbacks are all kind of backups. And you put them in his system, and they have this incredible run, and then they come back to being who they would have been without the system. They get hurt. They throw picks. It happened to Jimmy. Brock was a backup. Then he looked great. Now he's playing like a backup. I mean, Mac Jones is the next one. He'll look great, and then give him 8 games. He probably won't look great anymore. That's usually the Kyle Shanahan pattern. He likes backup quarterbacks.
I love it.
CN List says, countdown until Purdy says your place sucks, man.
Let's move on.
About a year or two away from that. Fernando Alvarez says, why do you think we can't run the ball? Is it me, or does Trent Williams look pretty washed or unmotivated?
We're going to get to that later.
Love that question. Why can't the Niners run the ball? Is it Trent Williams' fault? Bill Kennedy says, Niners, Kyle should have listened to quality control. It's always a good idea to do that. Shady Luke says the Niners paying him was so premature.
Absolutely true.
Yeah. Dan Serrano says, number 13 has no choice but to force plays. Too many hurt.
Oh, so he has an excuse.
So he has to commit turnovers. Fish and Chip says, hi, Cohn fam. I'm on IR, 9-year itch, Kyleitis.
Hi, Mike.
All right.